What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Marshawn Glover here. Today, talking about how to manage your time. You're starting a business. Stay tuned. So if you're starting a business, in my opinion, there's really only one way of thinking about it. It's if you have a product or a service and you have a customer. Now, you can look at it as, I'm all set up. I got my LLC and my business license and all that other stuff, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the way I look at it. To me, when you started, the only thing that really matters is whether you have a product or a service and a customer. And so that's what I want to help get you to. Now, here's the secret though. In order to manage your time, there are 4 beliefs that you have to master in order to be able to manage your time. Here's the other thing. There's no such thing as time management. That's a bunch of baloney. Think about it. Like, who can manage time? Being able to manage time means that you can manipulate time. And unless you're Dr. Strange or Professor X, you can't manipulate time. What we're really talking about is self-management with respect to time. So that means you are in control, you're intentional about how you use the time that you have to get things done. So instead of thinking about time management, think about self-management. Be intentional, be accountable for how you spend your time. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, that is key. When starting a business, there are 4 beliefs that get in the way of you being able to manage your time. I don't know where to start. I don't know what is important. I don't know if it will work. And I don't know if I can do it. In order to manage how you use your time, you need to deal with those 4 thoughts. And then you need to use basic task completion strategies. Any strategy you use won't work if you're not thinking about yourself, other people, in the future in a way that's working against your strategy. You won't be able to use time management strategies if you don't deal with these beliefs. I won't cover the task completion strategies right now because that's for another topic, but here's how you deal with the belief. I don't know where to start. So knowing where to start comes from a basic understanding of the 4 W's. What you have to offer or sell, who needs or will purchase what you have to offer, where do you find them, and how you convince them to purchase. So you need to take some time to figure this out. And if you haven't taken the time to answer these questions, stop. Don't do anything else. Do that part right now. Number 2, I don't know what is important. So when you're first starting out, the only thing that you need to focus on is the customer, understanding the market. So then you need to figure out how best to acquire one customer and what happens, and then evaluate what happens after you do this 10 times. So you need to look at your process for what it costs you in terms of time and resources to acquire a customer, and then ask yourself whether that's actually sustainable or not. In the beginning stages, that's all that matters. I don't know if it will work. Here's the truth. You don't know for sure that it will work. That's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about, being able to take a risk without knowing what the actual outcome is going to be. And I think you need to get out of your head that you have to know or that you will know. That's not what matters. What matters is having the kind of way of thinking about approaching a new venture that convinces you that if it doesn't work out, that you will be able to figure it out. But that's not the real problem, is it? That it won't work out. That's not the real problem. The real problem is what you'll think about yourself if it doesn't work out. You see it all the time. It's like, if this doesn't work out, then it means that I'm a failure. And what's happening there is we tend to assign these labels and negative meanings to things that we attach ourselves to personally. Like, if my business fails, that means I'm a failure. Really? You're a failure if something doesn't work? Let me ask you this question then. Are you a failure now? Would you consider yourself to be a failure now? The only reason I'm asking you that because I know without a shadow of a doubt that I can bet that at some point in the most recent past, you failed at something. And so by your logic, if you failed at something or something didn't work out in your favor, then technically that means you're a failure. But I wouldn't guess that you would consider yourself to be a failure right now, and not even about this business. Like if you've ever failed at anything in your life, then by your logic, it means that you're a failure. And that's just the wrong way to think about it. It's the wrong way. It's not helpful to think about it that way. So what I would challenge you to do is think about what you will do, how you will do it, and then evaluate whether it works or not. And if it doesn't work, develop within yourself the idea that you have what it takes, you have the resources, the personal resources, the collective resources to figure out how to make it work. Don't assign labels to yourself. Don't call yourself or think about yourself as a failure if it doesn't work out. That's just not helpful and wrong. And finally, I don't know if I can do it. Well, this one could be a helpful way to think about your venture. It's one, anything that you start should be something that causes you to reach and to really stretch. And, there might be a small inkling or question in your mind about whether you'll actually be able to do something or not. That's not necessarily all bad. What is bad about it is deciding that you can't do something because of a limitation. Whatever you believe that you don't have means that you won't be able to do it. So don't decide that you can't do it, but keep in mind that there's a possibility, there's a possible belief that you are concerned that you won't be able to do it, and use that to try to answer the questions about, why do I believe I won't be able to do it? Is it because of time? Is it because of lack of knowledge? Because all of those things are solvable. Those are solvable problems. If you believe the reason that you won't be able to do it is because you don't have the time, well, the simple solution is to find the time. As I talked about earlier, time management is a big joke, right? And it's not, you don't manage time, you manage yourself in response to time. So if time is what you believe is the reason for why you won't be able to do it, then you need to figure out how you can devote the time to it. And if it's resources, then figure out how to acquire the resources. There's all kinds of ways to address that. So thank you for watching the video. And if you liked it, share it and like it. And if you want to go deeper, in the comments section down below, I want you to type out "get started" if you want to go deeper in addressing the issues that get in the way of you starting your business. You can also follow my page, Dr. Marshawn Glover, where I provide content for entrepreneurs to help them break past the mental hurdles that are getting in the way of them starting and growing their business. I look forward to hearing from you and connecting with you either way. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.